what they're talking about over there? What? Huh? What? What are you talking about? I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. Make me a little curious, though. We should go over there. You want to go over there? Yeah, come on, let's go over there. All right, okay, let's go over there.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Whispering at the Party with Neuvias. My name is Carol. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Hello. No, you're fine, Carol. Keep going.
And Miss Marge today.
Hello. Welcome.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Today we are going to be talking about Year of the Snake, which starts February the 10th, goes through January the 28th. So, yeah, very interesting. The Year of the Snake is different for everybody, of course, because everybody has different astrological signs. So I'm just going to kind of go over a brief saying of what I do know about Year of the Snake. So the Year of the Snake is going to be, for all of us, self-improvement, growth from within yourself, finding that authentic you. So that just means that you're going to start shining and honing in on your creativity and your outlets. So I don't know if any of you guys want to add to that, or Marge or Alicia, and then we could go on to the next. So what do y'all think about that Year of the Snake going into self-improvement?
Yeah, of course. I think it's definitely the perfect year and time and place for this at the moment. We have a chance to be our authentic self on all social media platforms. So I say, let's roll with it and go with it. I say post all the cringy content, post anything that you want to post that's going to relate to your audience or attract the audience that you want, and you know, build your tribe and build your community online. I think that's so important, and show your creativity. And of course, she's not here at the moment, but Haleigh is definitely a pillar when it comes to the creativity, which she definitely is very inspiring in that way. For me, for myself, it's just taking me a little bit of time to collectively think of like, oh, okay, what am I, when it comes to the creativity and creating content or creating like a message through my story or through other people's stories, I would love to figure out how to bridge the gap between the storytelling and then being your authentic self online and then relating that to your audience too. So that's something that I'm in the middle of experiencing at the moment. And it's been a very fun journey, but I am ready for the Year of the Snake, and I'm looking to learn more information about it and how we can definitely amplify that message.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Marge? What do you think about self-improvement, or how can you tell people what self-improvement would help benefit for them?
I just think I'd like to learn more about the Year of the Snake. I think self-improvement, of course, is always a daily goal. It really helps everybody to learn something new every day. But the creativity, we're in a time of change, and we need to recreate ourselves, I think, many of us.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. The Year of the Snake also helps us with divine enlightenment, the power of transformation, as we are all discussing right now. Shedding your fear and your belief system, knocking it down. I know sometimes we can be our worst enemy. So this year, the snake is going to help us alleviate that, so we can be true to who we really and truly are. So that is another aspect of Year of the Snake.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Mhm.
Determining who you really are,
Mm-hmm.
and deciding to go back in time. What I've done recently is look back at myself as a child and found what really made me happy and what were my passions, because I know that when you're young and you haven't been formed by the conditioning of the society, that's your true self, right? You learn things along the way, but you also learn restrictions and people telling you that's not possible. So undoing that and going back to look at your roots for this incarnation,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it makes a difference on how you see yourself going forward.
Yeah, I totally agree with Marge. It's really a good time to tap into your inner child when, you were having that time to you spread your imagination and play and be creative when we were younger, and tapping that into now into adulthood. I think that's super, super important, especially for self improvement, where we can go back into our inner child and recollect those memories as far as being free and being open minded and using our imagination to create. But yeah, I agree with you, Marge.
Yeah. And I'm just going to piggyback off of that too. It's just letting go of being restrictive. There should be no more restrictions on you or being
Mm,
placed on you. It's about growing and surviving as well. The traits this year also will be wisdom, intuition, and grace. Grace is
mm.
a hard
Ah,
one to decipher sometimes for a lot of us, but
yeah.
going to be our key points this year: wisdom, intuition, and grace. Um, this year also is going to be the year of the wood snake, so that's going to
Mm,
be a little bit exciting as well. The year of this wood snake is growth, which we're talking about, creativity, and of course expansion. Um, I don't know if y'all want to think of what kind of what people can do to harness their expansion and their growth. I don't know if y'all want to add to that before I go on, or if you like, I can just go on.
mhm. I do have a quick question. So, with the wood snake and the year of the snake, are those like is it a yin and yang type of situation, or is it more one is complementing the other?
Yeah, so we do have the four elements: earth, air, fire, water. So this year we're coming into the wood snake, and it's basically for me the way I perceive wood is we're finding that grounding within us and finding who we truly once again are. Wood to me is, you think of wood and you think it's outdoors, it's outside,
Mhm.
and that just comes into contrast with grounding yourself and finding that you that needs that meditation to ground yourself with. um, it's also a time for reflection, strategic planning, and of course personal development is another
Right.
one. So
Nice.
yeah, so I will say though, because everybody does have their different astrological characters, it's going to be different for everybody. But as a whole, it's still going to be year of the snake with,
Mhm.
or the wood snake, should I say?
Right. Well, yeah. Thank you for explaining that, Carol. You really broke it down. I've like this year, especially as women, we are definitely following our intuition and that feeling and that gut feeling that we have to do certain things or to create certain things. So I feel like this definitely balances it out with the year of the snake, but also as women and the power that we hold in our root chakras and all our different chakras. I feel like it's definitely aligning this year too.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, this year also, it's about embracing change. And we all know we hate change. I hate change. I hate it.
Our brain hates it.
But it's about taking that risk.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Marge, you can enlighten on change for us.
Oh, yeah, change is challenging for so many people, and it's really
Mhm.
hard to put away the fear that comes
Mhm,
along with the change, like, what's gonna happen, what's gonna
Mhm.
happen, but if
mhm.
you're living in the current moment, the what ifs kind of fall away. It is challenging for people, though. It
Yeah.
takes a lot of practice to be trusting of the universe and make sure
Mhm.
that it's all okay. It's all
Mhm.
alright.
Yeah.
These changes, even the things that you see as negative, if you look back 10, 20 years,
Mhm.
if that's an option for you, um, and look at the changes that were happening then that made you afraid, you can look back later and say, "Oh, well, I see how afraid I was of that, but it never happened, or it didn't happen the way I expected, and look at all the beautiful things that happened because of that change."
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
being trusting that it's all going in the direction that it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, as far as you ladies and the wisdom that you have gained over the life, I'm pretty sure you guys went through a lot of different changes and a lot of different life experience. And it's just meeting with you, with Carol and Marge, and learning from your experience creates so much positive reaction to hearing your stories and hearing your experience and how you got through different hurdles to be the beautiful woman you are today.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you. I will also say I know a lot of like some of my friends they sometimes send me stuff on the social media, and
Mhm.
it to me sometimes I think with just us in social media, it creates a lot of fear in people,
Mhm.
and I think if you put so much emphasis and the energy into that fear, then that fear continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I personally tell my friends, like, I choose not to live in fear. It's why, like,
It's a
Right.
choice.
Yeah, it's definitely a
absolutely.
choice. Yeah. It's either you be uncomfortable and be forever uncomfortable, or you embrace that or take away that fear and embrace that change and become more adaptive.
Yes,
True.
Mhm.
yes. And so, with that being said, they also tell me, there's something huge going to happen. I think something huge happens every day, to be honest with you.
It does.
You just
Absolutely.
never know, but it's just how you perceive that in your world is
Yeah.
how you're gonna for a reaction there's a reaction, and so
Mhm.
this if that's your reaction, that's your
Yeah.
reaction.
Yeah. And that's the only thing you can control is your reaction to whatever you're experiencing and
Mhm.
how you look at it. So you can look at the political stuff that's going on right now and go,
Ugh,
"Oh, it's horrible, it's horrible."
it's
And I look at it
exhausting.
as I don't like what's being said,
Mhm.
but um, I see it building a positive down the road because
Mm.
people are opening their eyes to things now that
Yes.
they wouldn't have done before all over the world.
Right. The truth is finally coming out, and people are starting to catch on and realize,
Yeah.
okay, what do I have to change to either avoid this or just not let this affect my life or their life?
It takes the lights to be on to see the dark.
Yes, exactly right,
So
Marge.
the lights are coming on all over the world.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's also about trusting your instincts,
Mhm.
finding that deeper understanding, not just on the surface, but looking at the picture as a whole.
Yeah.
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 So,
Well,
yeah.
and having your small, how's this going to impact me versus how's this going to impact everybody and the
Mhm.
whole
Yeah.
world and the whole
Yeah.
universe because it doesn't just impact humanity, it impacts everything.
It impacts
Big things
everyone,
too,
like
you know?
younger generations, my generation.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see how people are going to be like, oh, I have free will, let me do whatever I whatever I want to do or put myself
Well,
in that position. So
there's
I'm
cause and
looking
effect
forward
to
to that.
everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. I was
when
gonna, oh, go ahead, Marge.
no, no, go ahead, Carol. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no. I was just going to continue adding for the wood snake, but
Yes.
yeah. So I was just going to say too that the wood snake this year also will have some type of growth for all of for all of us, new adventures, creative endeavors, initiating that creative side for you. So just to kind of steer away from what we were talking about fear, but also it's an inner growth for all of us this year with the wood snake.
It's so exciting. So
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to feeling how this energy changes as time goes on throughout this year because it doesn't start like boom, somebody flipped a switch and it's
Mhm.
you're in creativity. It's a trend, right? So in the middle of the year, you're probably at the top of it, probably like what, August, where it's really the creativity's gotten rolling and things are going and people are feeling a little bit better and getting in the groove of the change.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the more good energy you send into your day to day to offset any negativity that you might experience will
Mhm.
increase. It's just the
Mhm.
way it is. Life is a spiral. It's not a circle. It's a spiral. So it goes
Yeah.
up or it can go down. I like to push mine up.
Yeah. I would say it's important for people to stay like be informed about what's going on, but not feed into that energy, right? Like see
Mhm.
what's going on. Okay, this is happening, but it's up to us to sit in this energy and not let that affect our environment and
Yeah.
the environment that we're building.
Well,
You
and the
know?
creativity of the wood
Yeah.
snake, between the grounding and the creativity part of the wood snake year,
Mhm.
Carol, would you say that this is gonna open doors for people to find creative solutions for some of the situations that are being, brought to the forefront?
Oh, absolutely. I think when you have, or if you feel like you've fallen off that mountain and you have nowhere to go, there's a creative side to you that you need to listen to, and this is
Mhm.
going to be the year to do it. I mean, start that creative adventure, opening your own business. I mean, people
Mhm.
make money on the side. This is a good time, a good year to even do that, to start your own side hustle.
Right.
Because all of us have some type of creative outlet. I know some people like, I don't know what to do, but oh my gosh, just sit for a minute and just breathe and see what you feel that you adore doing and loving, and that is going to be your creative inspiration right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely it's good to tap into like creative energy and see what's out there and see what you can create with other people or even people on Fiverr and other social media outlets. There's definitely opportunities out there for everyone.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I was going to also add the wood snake is also, since we are talking about this, plan plan carefully. I cannot express this enough. When you do start getting creative and everything starts flowing and you're in this mindset, because I'm sure once you get in that mindset, you're just so ecstatic and so happy and you're just ready to go, 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 go. But
Yeah.
you gotta also be patient and plan carefully and don't make any hasty decisions, because you still
Mm.
gotta take your baby steps before you can see the bigger picture.
Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
getting it made me think of some of the people that get those fake lottery tickets and go tell their boss off. And then it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no. Don't be hasty.
Right.
Be thoughtful."
Right. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, don't rush into anything. Just like I said, because once that flow starts rushing and coming in, do not rush that flow. You have to let it resonate with you for a little bit to see
Mhm.
which direction you're going to truly want to go in. I'm
Right.
sure you would agree
Be
with me
mindful, take time to sit with it.
on
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like we're so quick sometimes to make a decision to get us out a certain like position or a circumstance. But you're right, Carol, just to sit with that energy and be like, okay, what is the best available intuitive decision that I can make to expand, right? Not just
Mhm.
to be like, oh, let me just hit this direction because it's easy and it's right here, right now. And I
Yeah,
feel like that's exactly what we're doing with Nuvius. It's like we're here to help the collective. We're here as a safe space.
right. And I think there's a difference too. People don't seem to realize that you can think something, think it, think it, think it, think it, think it,
Mhm.
but that's not going inside and going to your intuition. There's a difference,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And so if you're
Absolutely.
following your intuition, you're going to naturally go in the path that's correct for you. If you're thinking
Mhm.
it through too much, don't overthink everything you do.
Mhm.
Follow that intuition. It's important.
Yes.
It's much easier, much easier.
It is. It
Yes.
definitely is.
Yes, it is. Also, with the wood snake is a lot of adaptability. Be flexible with your plans. Be mindful. Be open to the change that's going to happen. Some people sometimes do not allow themselves, like we said from the get go, change. Change can be the worst, but this year is going to be good change for all of us.
Mhm.
You keep
So
that in mind.
the year of the snake is so every 12 years, right? It's 12
Mhm. Yes.
12 symbols for the Chinese New Year's uh astrology. So what happened 12 years ago for you that was a change for a year of the snake?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can remember that.
Right? I'm thinking 12 years back, a couple of decades back.
Did I have kids? Let me think. No, I'm just kidding. I know I have kids. I just can't remember what I was doing 12 years ago. I'd have to remember. Can you remember?
For some strange reason, I remember, and I remember actually making the big mistake of praying for patience because I was a very impatient, very scheduled person, like so scheduled, crazy scheduled. And I prayed for patience because I was just tired of being exhausted and frustrated all the time that year before. And so, yeah, unfortunately, Source doesn't exactly just hand you patience, they teach you patience. So it was a really difficult year, big changes for me. But it
Right.
did teach me how to sit back and stop following the thoughts of the society and start following the thoughts of or the intuition more. It comes in cycles for everybody. Everybody goes through different cycles in their lives. But if you think back, if you can remember to think back every once in a while and say, what was happening 12 years ago? What was happening 4 years ago? Those different times will you'll start seeing the patterns. I think I would really love to study astrology, and maybe one of these days I will, because I keep
Yeah.
seeing the patterns and all these things.
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. 12 years ago, I was basically, when I was younger, my family put me in a box and they're like, you're going to do this, go to the military, this is your life plan. And it was my angels and my guides telling me, you don't have to do this. You can do whatever you want to do with your life and manifest and work with the universe, and the angels are to guide you. So I remember at that 12-year point from school, high school, college, I didn't really have a vast decision on exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew in my soul and on my soul path that I was meant to be and do something bigger for humanity and for world peace, and to expand my mindset and expand in the universe that we're in now. And I think when you experience that transition, and then where you were before and then where we're at now, then you realize, oh, that's what the angels were trying to tell me. That's what that voice in the back of my head was trying to tell me. Alicia, this is temporary. You don't have to do this job forever. You don't have to go to college forever.
Yeah.
So I'm very
It
grateful.
feels like it.
Exactly. Those 4 years can turn into 8, 10 years, depending on what you're studying, right? So I'm very grateful for just that voice and the guides and the angels in the universe to tell me it's okay. We have a path for you. If you want to do this, you can do it. You don't have to be stuck in that box, even though it was like a pressurized, what do you call those pressure machines? Like, that's how my life was from like age 12 to 18. But it was up to me to break out. So I'm very, very
Yeah.
grateful for those guides.
Now the big one that we all love is relationships.
Ooh.
Whether you're single or in that relationship, communication is crucial, is key. So that will be
Yeah.
the big one for the year of the snake.
And that's all relationships, not just romantic relationships.
Right.
Friendships.
Business partnerships,
Yeah.
all that.
Relationship with your boss, relationship with your dog.
Neighbor,
Yeah.
your fish.
Your fish. This year builds new connections also. So if you are single out there, get ready to sizzle up some love, because love is going to find people this year. Whether you're looking for it or not, it's going to hit you. So whether you're open to it or not open to it, it's out there for everyone. Nurturing bonds, and that, once again, that could be every type of relationship. And then, of course, understanding each other, finding that middle ground that makes this relationship happen. So, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, I love that. I love love. Either relationship, friendship. I'm here for that.
Yes. Usually that's always like, oh my gosh, he's going to talk about love. Why?
It's part of life.
It is. It's part of the human connection, that genuine love or that genuine bond with that one special person. If it's your significant other, friendship, business partner, we need that to feel connected and to stay connected and have that trusting bond between people and your partners.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And least but not last that I have on mine is balance.
Mm.
Finding balance and harmony in all areas of your life. I mean, I know it's can be hard for us, but just you have to find that balance and harmony in your life to get on to the next day and to the next day. You know, you gotta it would be nice if you wake up and say, okay, I'm full of joy today. I'm living in joy today, or I'm gonna be happy today, and just make it happen.
Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
You've got a choice every day of
Hmm.
who you're going to be. And are
Yes.
you going to be grumpy Gus? Are you going to be, you know, bubbly, or
Yeah.
just joyful in general, and being,
Yeah.
and that and that comes from having compassion for people and not taking life so seriously. Your life
Mhm.
is not that serious.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yes. Our thoughts create our reality, you know.
Yep.
So the more that we think about the bad things that are happening, that's going to be the reality when we wake up. The more that we think about positive things or the things that we're grateful for, that's more of a reflection of your day.
Yep.
Hmm.
Gratitude and compassion is something that's been cited by a lot of people that have lived past 100 years,
Hmm.
because they live a life of gratitude and they live a life of compassion, and they're not taking things so seriously that they're hurting themselves physically by being anxious about things.
Hmm.
It's your life here is so short, you don't even realize how short it is.
Hmm.
And why waste it worrying?
Mhm.
Right? We have free will. We got to live life. YOLO.
Well, I don't, you only live this life once.
Yeah, right.
I'll say with that, just piggyback after that. You've got to live your life simple, just simple. I mean, don't make everything. Life's already complicated enough. Just live
Right.
it simple. Just let
Let
it
Yeah.
it
flow.
flow
Be
like
simple.
water. Yes.
Absolutely. So, talking about the wood snake, we're going to be in a time of growth, creativity, careful planning, and of course, listening to that intuition. That is the number one that people second guess themselves on all the time. What if I'm supposed to do this? Usually, it's that gut instinct that knows what you're supposed to be doing in that
Yep.
moment.
Right. Yep. Hmm. Follow it.
Yes,
There's a lot of distractions out there, but as long as you follow that one thing that you said, Carol, you'll be okay.
absolutely. I know it can be tough for a lot of us because
Mhm.
sometimes it's the way we grew up and we're in this other mindset, but just let that already go. Your past is your past. It's
Yeah.
done. That's all done. You can't change that.
Right.
Just live in that moment in the now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's funny you talk about balance, and I think about the balancing not only of your business life, your personal life, or your relationships, or your health, and all these things. If you really thought about balance the way I try to think about balance, I'm not saying I'm always successful, but balancing my physical life with my spiritual life. And if you
Hmm.
can find that balance, instead of trying to balance 50 things in your physical life and one thing in your spiritual, if you could try and level those out, you'd probably be a lot calmer about
Yes.
everything
Hmm.
if you were to try and balance that way instead of balancing all the other stuff, other than the
Yes.
checkbook. I don't know.
Right.
Does anybody balance their checkbook anymore? I don't know.
Does anybody have checkbooks anymore?
Right.
True, true.
You've got Cash App, you've got Venmo. Oh my gosh, everything's just
Right.
so
Right.
easy.
I always keep either a CD player or a checkbook or one of the older things that we used to use just in case, right? Just in case the
Mhm.
banks close down. I feel like that's so important to keep that at hand.
Yeah, although a checkbook won't help you much in a bank shutdown
Well,
place. When we
true,
had the
right?
hurricane here, all the power was down. So if you didn't
Yeah.
have cash, you weren't getting anything at the
Nothing.
grocery store,
Right.
anywhere. So,
Yeah.
um,
Okay, time to barter. I'm just kidding.
yeah, well,
Right.
one of the things that I started last year was talking to my neighbors about what vegetables they want to grow in my garden,
Mhm.
Mhm.
because I love gardening.
Mhm.
And my yard is now purely organic, as I've been here 8 years. There have been no chemicals ever put on my yard. Now, not the whole time I've
Wow.
been here. So it's now truly organic. There are no chemicals. And so I talked to the neighbors. I said, give me a list of what you want me to grow
Nice.
so that they can come and get, groceries are
Yeah,
going out
Mhm.
the,
of course.
out the
Yeah.
roof. So,
All right.
excuse me.
Well, we
So at least if you get vegetables and stuff, I don't have chickens, I don't have beef, but I'll have plenty of vegetables and beans and stuff.
All right, Carol. I will be at your house in the next couple of weeks to pick us up some zucchinis and tomatoes.
Kind of cold for that right now.
Right. Well, I just wanted to say thank you, Marge and Alicia, for being here with us tonight.
Yes.
If y'all are out there this morning, for whispering at the party today for Year of the Snake. I hope y'all did enjoy this episode, and we will see you next time. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thanks, Carol,
Absolutely.
for leading us through this. Appreciate the knowledge.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Happy Year of the Snake, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll it's around the corner. We
Yeah.
love you. Stay
Love y'all.
sweet.
Love y'all.